Inland Sports.
These guys are setting sail towards the CIF playoffs and maybe a league championship in the Inland Valley. It's head coach Ben Benitez of your Moreno Valley Vikings. And coach, man, listen, when you took over at Moval, this is exactly where you wanted to be, right? Like, you know, competing for a league championship in a prime spot to make the CIF playoffs. Or going into week 9, and you guys are in a great position right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was the goal. Coming into this, again, just trying to make sure we keep up that tradition, following a guy, like Ted Watkins and his history of, keeping Moval football competitive. Obviously, we don't want to go backwards in any kind of manner. So, last year, we stumbled out the gate. We've had a little bit of adversity off the field that really, I think, hurt us on the field. But this year, we're bought in. The kids are, just a tight group. The coaching staff is doing amazing, and we're exactly where we want to be. Knocking on the door to get into these playoffs, and we're right there, man. We got 2 weeks. We'll see what happens, and see. You never know. 2 weeks, we might be league champs. Hopefully,
Okay, so you got Lakeside this week, week 9, week 10, final week of the regular season. You're going to play at Canyon Springs, which, might be, for an outright league championship. We'll see what Canyon Springs, will do this week. And of course, you just mentioned you guys have Lakeside. But if we could, just for a moment, I do want to talk about, your last 2 games, but just for a moment, rewind back to last week. You beat a very good Paris team, and I got a ton of respect for the Panthers and what they've been able to do. You guys used a game-winning field goal to win on the road. I mean, what do you think it says about your team to find a way to win at the end of the game? And again, going on the road's never easy, but you guys did it.
Yeah, we again, I got a lot of respect for Paris Panthers as well. That's a tough football team. We knew they were explosive when we watched film, but obviously when we played against them, they showed a physical nature to their football game too. So just they're explosive and they're physical on defense. I was just proud of our guys for not giving up, and just being resilient. We went into half; it was 21-6, and really, I've been around football for a while. A lot of times, kids kind of in a situation like that, kind of like check out, oh, we lost this game, it's over. But, I just talked to our guys. I was like, you know what? Hey, we're still in position to win this football game. You never know what's going to happen. And I was actually having a conversation with my quarterback on the sideline. Third quarter, we're out there. We came out, we got the ball to start the half, 3 and out. We punt. I bring my quarterback to the side and say, hey, man, I need you to stay locked in. There's a lot of football left. We don't know what's going to happen. As soon as I'm saying that, we get a blocked punt. And it just changed the whole dynamic of the football game. All of a sudden, we're scoring touchdowns. We're getting in position to win the game. And like you said, 3 seconds on the clock, we run out our kick team. And I just, told him, I said, hey, man, this is routine. This is why we practice these moments. This is why we do this every week, every day, really. We practice special teams every day. This is why we do this, for this moment right now. So just go out there, be routine. Do what you do, and let's win this game. And that's what we did, man, right down the middle. And it was just the energy on the sideline was just, it was love, and the camaraderie of our guys. Just they knew that we did something special by coming in at half, losing the game, and to be able to come back and win at the end like that was just, it felt special. It kind of felt like a movie a little bit. So well, Coach, we were super excited.
You guys have won, is it 5 in a row? It looks like 5 in a row, right?
Yes, sir.
So, and even just like looking at the last 3 games in league play, Inland Valley League play, a big win against Heritage. But when I look at that Citrus Hill game, that was also a 1-point victory. So twice, just in league play, you guys found a way to finish on top at the end. Again, going back to what do you think it says about this team? About they just don't give up. They feel like if they have the ball last, or if they have a chance to win, they're going to take advantage of that opportunity. I mean, you guys are 3-0 in league play with 2 of those victories, 1-point wins. But at the end of the day, a win is a win is a win, right?
Well, so I would say it goes back to last year because we were 2-8, but we had 4 games that we lost that were by 1 possession. 2 games we lost by 1 point. So we've been in these tough positions where like we have a chance. We just didn't execute. So like this year, the kids they've been in these type of situations where I don't think they're nervous of
Mm-hmm.
the moment, and they're like, okay, we've been here. We're okay. We have a chance. This time we just have to execute. And so I think that's what we've done, and even that Citrus Hill game, shout out to Coach Garinger. I mean, he's an amazing coach. He had that staff ready, and they played a different physical game that we didn't expect either. And he I would say, schemed me the best all year, and he put his team in position to beat us, and we ended up with a blocked PAT to win that game, 21-20. And like that, and that was just again our kids being in those moments before, being ready to rise, and just being resilient, knowing that as long as there's time on the clock, we still have a chance.
Man, Coach, you're making special teams matter at the high school level, blocking kicks, kicking game-winning field goals. I mean, that's a facet. I think a lot of high school teams, maybe they don't have a kicker they can rely on, or, that's kind of like not every team has great special teams, but obviously that was very important for you guys, it sounds like, in those two victories.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's 33% of the game, right? Yeah. Whether it's punts, kickoffs, kickoff returns, punt returns, PAT, field goals. It's a big part of the game. So, and high school football, with the new 40-second clock, like, you don't get a lot of reps. So you might get 60 reps, and 10 of those reps for special teams. Yeah. Maybe 15 of those reps for some type of special team. So we practice everything every day, every week, and, just trying to make sure that we are in position to be successful, whether it's offense, defense, special teams. Like, just give our kids a chance. We talk a lot about situations and different rules of the game to try to talk about our football IQ so that kids understand, like, for instance, the difference of a punt, right? If someone gives us a punt and, the other team touches it first, then the ball's down. But on kickoff, if they kick off to us and they get it first, and now we just lost a possession. Yeah. So just things like that, we don't want our kids to make those type of mistakes. So we really stress special teams here. And it's helped, like you said, 2 games, 2 wins, block PAT, and then a field goal for a win.
Yeah, it's huge. Absolutely huge. Well, Coach, I only saw you guys, in person once, and that was earlier this year in that, that rivalry game with Vista Del Lago. Mm-hmm. And we know VDL. I mean, obviously your ties to the Ravens, and they've got a great thing going. But you battled them. I mean, it was 28-23. You guys battled them. And when I left there, I was thinking, man, Moval's going to be all right this season. Did you have a moment earlier this year? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was the Vista Del Lago game. I know you guys had a big win against Rev. But was there a game or a moment or a play where you're like, you know what? We're going to be all right this year. We're gonna have a pretty good season.
I think it was that Vista Lago game. I know we didn't come out with the win. And obviously, you want to win every game that you play. But Vista Lago is a great football team. Coach Tui over there, he really has that, that program moving in the right direction and competing at the top bracket of our conference, and, Rancho Verde, Orange Vista of the world, and for them to be in that bracket it's proof of how much success they've put into that program and hard work they've had to get there. But when we played them, our kids weren't afraid. Our kids were like, hey, man, we're going to play ball. And the confidence I saw in their eyes, even though, we're really young. We only have, I think, 11 seniors, maybe 6 or 7 are actually starters. I have like 3 or 4 freshmen who are starting varsity football for us this year. So we're super young. So I was a little nervous going into the year, like, what's our youth how are they gonna react to the lights? They could be intimidating. But that game, I had a freshman receiver score a touchdown, and just the intensity in their eyes of like, hey, I'm here. We're gonna play football with anybody. Whoever we got lined up, we're gonna play ball. And so that to me gave me confidence. Like, hey, I think we might have a special group here. We might make, a little run here, and then now we're going to be successful for a couple years. And so it's exciting to think about where we're at, in terms of our football program. But it's just exciting to be here on a win streak after last year trying to set that foundation, and kind of our success this year is based off of what we did last year. Everything that we put in foundation-wise, culture-wise last year is why we're here now, and with opportunity to compete and go to the playoffs finally.
Yeah, you're right. It takes time. I mean, that's actually a really quick turnaround. Like you said, 2-8 last season to be in this spot now. What are you guys, 6-2?
6-2.
Yeah, 6-2, 3-0 in the Inland Valley League. Listen, I know, coaches can only focus on who's in front of them this week. You've got Lakeside. Canyon Springs has a huge game against Paris. It's hard not to look ahead to week number 10 and see that big matchup with Canyon Springs looming, which could be for an outright league title or maybe a shared championship or however that's going to work out here at the end. But just week 9, taking on Lakeside. What do you guys have to do to continue this momentum so you don't, you can set up be in a good spot for week number 10 and going into the playoffs? What do you guys need to keep doing this week?
Well, I talked to the guys today, just like, don't overlook Lakeside. Like it's enticing to think about Canyon. It's a big city rivalry. We got the Butterfield Trophy between the two schools. We were the first two schools in Moreno Valley. There's a lot going into that game, but we'll get there. We can't skip steps. It's just like trusting our process of trying to be where we are now. We couldn't skip the weight room in the off season to be successful now. We couldn't skip spring practices to be successful now. So there's steps to this. So we just talked about like Lakeside's the next step. We stay focused. They have some great talent too. They've been competing. They've been doing the best. I don't want to look at their record and assume that they're just going to let us win this game. They're going to come out. They're going to compete. They have a good quarterback over there. We got to give them the respect that they deserve too. And it's like any given Sunday type of thing. Anybody could lose on any given day. So we got to be locked in. We have to have a good week of practice, stay focused on who's in front of us. And when the time comes, we'll get to Canyon, but that's next week's problem. So let's focus on Lakeside.
Hey, Coach, real quick, is that like the M on your shirt that's on the side of the mountain?
Oh, yeah. So this is, my friend, Adrian Productions.
Nice.
He was actually my quarterback, Isaiah Moxley, 2007 Mobile grad, and this is his logo that he put. It's the M on our mountain right here. We get to see the M every day on the field, and if you're from Moreno Valley, you know how special that mountain is. So just to have that, shining down on us, it fills us with a little bit extra motivation to represent our city well. So. I gotta wear our blue and gold anytime I can.
I like it, man. It's a good look. Well, Coach, listen, congrats on the success so far. But I know for you, it sounds like the goals are bigger this season. You guys are too good to just settle, for 6-2 and whatever, like league title, CIF run, all those sorts of things. So, Coach, congrats on the season. Best of luck going forward for the rest of the year here in 2024.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks again for having me.
You got it. That is Coach Benitez of the Moreno Valley Vikings here on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.